Governmental accounting standards. So definitely during this time, we're not going to sit and read 34 pages of information. What I will point out to you is our profession came out with what was called the clarified auditing standards. Hopefully to clarify, make things more clear for everybody. So as you look through this document on pages 1 and 2, it's our audit opinion. And if you look at the audit opinion this time compared to others, it's actually broken out in several paragraphs with headings. You'll notice there's a paragraph that talks about what the board's responsibilities are in regards to these financial statements. There's another paragraph that sets out what us as auditors are responsible for doing. There is a separate paragraph that talks about what is our opinion on these financial statements. And we're very happy to report that they are unqualified, we call it. So unqualified means we did not find any findings that the financial statements appear to be presented in accordance with all the general accepted and governmental auditing and accounting standards. So that's a good thing. And then what they've done is they've expanded it even more. Under governmental rules, there's separate disclosures or more information about pension things, and there's more information about comparisons to budgets. And now we kind of put those out in separate paragraphs in the reports and talk a little bit more about, gee, there's other information included in here. Here's what we've done in relationship to the audit with that information. And they've even opened it up so if us as auditors even thought there was something else we thought we should emphasize, we can even add another paragraph and emphasize more matters in the report. So that's something that wasn't in there before. So it's just to point that out to you. On pages 3 to 7 in this report is the management discussion and analysis, and that is basically written by your people. So I think Teresa did an excellent job. So that is a summary of if you will, or a more of a management report of here's the condensed financial information, here's what some of those changes are compared to prior years, why they happened, why they occurred.
As I mentioned at the last board meetings, Oroville's storage is slightly higher and than their initial study, but they decided to hang on to that for next year. One of the problems they have is they have a river valve that is at the bottom of the reservoir and it's inoperable, and that's at about 800,000. So they keep 200,000 or 300,000 above that river valve. So in the past they've been, it's been operational, and if they got into a tight spot, they might be able to release water through that river valve, but they can't now. So they're holding a little more water in Oroville. Didn't really affect our allocation for this year. It's still at 35%. Might help us a little bit, a smidgen maybe next year. We did submit our request for 2014. They will allocate water based on what's in storage and a conservative hydrology on December 1st. So we should hear something soon. I'm not getting my hopes up, but it's likely to be very conservative. There is a slight chance of rain in the watershed today, but it's just on the 10-day forecast. There's just a little bit of, I think it was 1/10 of an inch in the watershed. So we're not really starting out the year in very good shape as far as historical numbers. Here's the reservoir conditions. You can kind of get a feel for what's going on in the state in general. The red line, again, is the historical average. The blue section is actual storage. So you can see that San Luis is at 24% of actual capacity and 48% of historical numbers. So this is, again, Oroville storage, kind of on the downhill slope until it starts raining this fall. The blue line is actual storage. The red line is flood control regulation. This is San Luis.
Can you back up to that?
Sure.
I want to put the next one back.
Next one.
So what happened with Pyramid Estate?
One thing, yeah, that is kind of interesting. I don't know what, I don't know if there was
probably went up.
I think there was a bust in the numbers because, that's kind of a good catch because Pyramid east side's at 3.5. We have the connection, we're getting about 1 MGB from the Palmdale water connection, and the water bank is off. are doing, oh, well, I've got any operation, other operation issues, John?
We got over the bad quality water.
Great segue. So, yeah, State Water Project has improved a little bit. pH is a little more normal. That was what was giving us trouble a week or two ago, is pH was getting a little abnormal, and the bromides were high. We had kind of quite a peak in bromide, and that affects our ability to deal with PHMs and so forth. Bromides are still high, but they're coming down, and pH is much more normal than. So we're hoping we're kind of through the woods here on water quality. We are doing some solar bee testing of the Leone Valley tank this week.
On this momentous occasion, you have come a long, long way since your groundbreaking ceremony. Looking at the size and scope of the Catalina Solar Project and the dignitaries here today, I would say that 2013 renewable energy is a mainstream. There are over 500 large solar installations in the United States, and many of the largest ones are right here in California. People are laughing today because this is EDP's largest solar installation in the USA. Many people who look at America's advances in science leave our development of solar power out of the equation, but they shouldn't. EDP has been improving their solar collection and distribution system for 25 years. This plant rivals installations in China, Germany, France, and Canada. This plant will reduce our carbon emissions by 74,000 metric tons and power 35,000 households. I speak for a lot of people when I say that I am extremely proud to have this ambitious development in my district. Congratulations to EDP, to Kern County, and to San Diego Gas and Electric for a powerful partnership. On behalf of the 36th Assembly, I would like to commend you and thank you.
What clearly is the swankiest room in the desert. I gotta say, the mood lighting, the curtains, it feels like the Oscars in here. So, good to be with you all. Let me first just say, you are all very, very ably represented by Senator Jean Fuller and Senator Steve Fox. They're both tenacious in their work, and they're fortunate to have them working on your behalf every day. I think it's actually very symbolic where we physically are right now, because on one side we got solar, and the other we got wind. This is actually the largest wind project in the world next door. And to me, what we're doing today is really what we should be doing much more of, which is using our most abundant natural resources, the sun and the wind, to meet one of our most critical needs, which is energy. And California has been leading the world. Just take a minute to consider this. Next door you have the largest wind project in the world, the Alta Wind Energy Park, 1.5 gigawatts. It's now the second largest taxpayer in Kern County, contributing $40 million a year. There's a GE wind turbine factory on site that's been created there. They're shipping wind turbines from there to the rest of the western United States. Just down the state a little ways, in Riverside County is Desert Sunlight, which is the largest thin film solar PV project in the world, 550 megawatts in size. There's 600 people on the job site right now installing that. A few miles away in Antelope Valley, the largest solar crystalline PV project in the world is being built, 579 megawatts. Up in Napa County, we have the Geysers, the largest geothermal project in the world, 900 megawatts. And San Bernardino County, we got the Ivanpah project, which is the largest solar thermal project in the world. That's all in California. We're leading on every single category. And the reason for that is because as a state, we have leaders who are willing to step up and set out a bold vision. And what's happening here is we're incubating the clean energy economy for the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And one of the things you're seeing now is the price has come down. Solar power used to be 50 cents a kilowatt hour, and it's bidding in the market today at 8 cents, and the price is falling. And that's because we are creating the volume and leveraging that investment and the innovation. So this is something I think we should be proud of as a state, we should be excited about. There's a lot more to do, a lot more jobs to be created, a lot more innovation yet to come. This project marks, I think, a very important milestone in that. So I just want to thank everyone who's been involved in creating this success. Thank you.